Severe weather can destroy a home in seconds. There's no time to think, only time to act. Have a kit so you're ready for any emergency. Develop a plan for what you and your family will do before disaster strikes, and stay informed during severe weather any way you can. It can be the difference between losing your possessions and losing your life. Just ask the owners of this house. Visit ready.gov for ways to prepare your family for emergencies.
Welcome to this edition of Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller. My special guest today is Zack Deleon and Rob Allen. Welcome, gentlemen.
Hi, Mike.
Thanks for being here today. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us out. We appreciate it.
A couple things we want to talk about today. Start out with Fairfield Training, which I know you two are heavily involved with. Talk a little bit about Fairfield Training.
Well, we have a local training group called Fairfield in Training, or FIT. And we started this, I guess, the beginning of 2010. We had our first session. We're currently in our fifth session, training session. And we train new or experienced runners, walkers, whatever, for their first race, or just to get them from walking to running, whatever it is that they're after. We're currently training to prepare them for a 5K or 10K, half marathon, or even a full marathon. So it's been a lot of fun starting this from the beginning. We thought originally we might have maybe 20 members come out, and this is our biggest session yet, but we currently have over 100 members.
Wow.
In our group.
Now, both of you are runners, too. You're active runners. So marathons, 5Ks, what do you guys do?
We basically do a little bit of everything. It's because of our experience. We've done a lot of races over time where so many people are sort of intimidated on how, where do I get started? Obviously we've started with 5Ks and progressed to half marathons and marathons. I believe Zach's run close to, 20 plus marathons, and now we're to the point where we know we can do that, and we're saying, what else can we do? And, last summer we ran a 50-mile ultra marathon. Long term, looking for a 100-mile ultra marathon. So
Good luck.
Yeah, in a way it sounds crazy, but in a form it's kind of to show, the average person that we're by no means great athletes, but with some hard work and time and a proper training plan, anybody can get from step A to step B, and undertake a running program, and we're kind of showing what average people can do and be sort of an inspiration to our members.
So if nobody's been involved in running and they want to do this, how do they get a hold of you? Just website, phone number?
Well, we have a website. It is fairfieldintraining.com. We actually just redesigned our website, and there's a lot of great information, not only about our training programs, but about registration, when our sessions start and end, and that sort of thing. You'll see pictures of our runners, and you'll probably see people you recognize in there. So it's a great resource for us. We keep our training schedules on there for our members, and then you can always call either myself. You can call me at 503-8912, or you can call Rob or his wife Jill Allen at 681-9239.
Now, Zach, you're involved in Gorsuch Homes as a realtor, and Rob, I know you're the owner of Lancaster Greenhouse. How do you have time to train? I mean, I know you guys are busy. How do you have time to train?
Well, if you want to see us train, you got to get up early. That's the thing.
Oh, it's one of those.
Yeah, if you've ever been out to maybe like Ohio University, Lancaster, at 5 in the morning and seen guys with headlamps on the other side of the creek, we hear that once in a while. That's us. We start our mornings early. We have multiple times a week. We start at 5 a.m. and we train until 8 a.m. That's not what our group does. It's not what Fairfield Training does, but it's what we have to do because, yes, we have families and other obligations. And
your wife is a trainer.
Yeah, my wife's a personal trainer, so, she helps. In addition to the running end, she also helps with strength training and, getting people up to speed as far as the strength end as well as the running end.
Okay, how many miles do you run a week? First one, go ahead. Second one's going to be a mile more, I know, but
no. On average, it fluctuates with your cycles depending on what you're training for, but on average, probably between 30 to 60. some peak weeks we've been up around 100 miles a week, and some of the lighter weeks 20 to 30 miles a week for us.
Special diets or Mountain Dew, ho ho?
Well, we that's only during an ultra marathon. We do, keep an eye on what we eat, and we're also involved in Advocare, which is a nutritional supplement company. And, so we use some performance supplements, and then we also are very careful about what we eat. But we're just normal people, so we don't do anything crazy. And that's what we try to, I think, to convey, as Rob was saying, that we're just a couple normal guys who love running and want to share it. And so I don't think you'll find anything too extreme in our regimens or our diets.
Now, do your wives run with you? I know Nikki runs, and I know Jill runs.
Sometimes, because we each have 3, 4, 5 kids, each of us. A lot of times it's an either-or thing, or if it's nice and the weather's fit, we'll have all the kids on bikes and the little ones in jogging strollers, and it looks like a carnival is coming through because there's 12 or 15 of us as 2 families together. So yeah, we try to as much as possible.
Any big event you want to run in? Boston Marathon, New York Marathon, Australian Marathon, or have you run in those? Or?
We've both run in the Boston Marathon. Rob has a couple times. Actually, our wives, Nikki and Jill, are currently training for the Boston Marathon, so we'll be traveling to Boston in April to watch that. And we're currently, discussing our goal for this year.
So I'm sensing a little bit of a challenge between the wives and husbands, or is that not?
Oh,
I mean, is there trash talking going on we need to know about?
No, it's actually, it's not a friendly rivalry. They're as sick about it as we are. I mean, they enjoy it as much as we do, so it's just kind of on different levels.
How many miles do they run a week?
About the same as us, really, right now. They're in some, fairly intense training, so they're probably in the 40 to 50 mile per week range right now. People start out, they want to run. Talk about running shoes. Don't just mention brand names or anything unless you want to, but what should people look for in a running shoe? I mean, what are they? Well, I guess there are a lot of different disciplines and thoughts on running shoes right now, and there's actually a big kind of paradigm shift in running shoe technology because for many years it's been about cushioning and support. There have always been kind of 3 different types of running shoes on the market: your performance type shoes, your motion control shoes, and then your stability type shoes. So it depends on your weight and how your foot pronates. Now there's this sweeping movement, minimalist movement that is based on the fact that your body, your foot structure has all the cushioning you need. So it's an injury prevention type movement, but you're seeing some more minimalist shoes, less cushioning, less drop from the heel to the forefoot. Best thing you can do really is get into an actual running shoe store like Columbus Running Company or Front Runner, something like that, and talk to the professionals that work in those who know what to look for, analyze your stride and your gait, get you in the right type of shoe. Do you remember your first race, either one of you? The first time you decided, I'm going to go run?
Yeah, my first race was Chicago Marathon, actually shortly after 9/11. Basically, my wife drugged me there. And it took that to get me involved and actually feeling the excitement of it, and then from then on I was pretty much hooked.
Mine was the Columbus Marathon in 2002, October 2002, and I had actually just lost my dad a year or 2 before that to heart failure while running, and so I took it up again, and as a kind of a tribute to him, I wanted to complete my first marathon. And I've told many of our runners so many times that first time, I hit the wall at about mile 20 and thought, this is the dumbest thing I have ever done. I will never do this again, And as soon as I finished the race, that feeling of accomplishment, and I did finish, I was like, I couldn't wait to sign up for the next one. And that was in 2002. It was 10 years ago almost, and I've done 20 now. So you catch the bug once you start.
That's amazing. And you've taken Fairfield training and you've partnered up with the American Heart Association, which is near to my heart. And there's a special event coming up, Heart Chase, on April 21st. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, just recently the American Heart Association, because of our passion for running and our affiliation with Fairfield and Training and a lot of local contacts, some of the representatives, they're running a trial program called the Heart Chase, and it's, in a nutshell, it's a combination of Minute to Win It and the Amazing Race, where they'll be, as opposed to like we're a 5K where everybody just goes out individually and runs a race and you're done, this is more of a team-based event where you'll go from, they're called checkpoints, station, checkpoint to checkpoint, and perform these different tasks.
Now, would this be through the city of Lancaster?
Yeah, it'll be around the downtown Lancaster. The date we selected is April 21st, so it'll be, coming up here soon. But it is a pilot program where we'll be learning a lot. The Heart Association will be learning a lot. So there'll be a number of kinks to work out, obviously this first year, and, work off what went well and correct what, didn't work so well. But basically, it's going to be a really fun event where families can come out, groups of friends, mixes where you can have teams of anywhere from 2 to 5 people go around and perform these events. And essentially, it's about a 2-hour event from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock on the 21st. So it'll just be a neat way to raise awareness for heart health, in addition to help raise, money for research for heart health.
So are the runners getting pledges too, or are they?
Yeah, there's an online tool. The website to learn more about this is heartchase.org. And when runners sign up, they actually will have an ability to, essentially run the event for free if they raise, I believe it's either 50 or 100, we're still working on the amount, but if they raise, just kind of a minimal amount through online donations from other friends or family that aren't doing the race, they can raise for free. But yeah, online donations and, sponsorship is supported, encouraged from all the participants on any level.
They need volunteers to help with the event, or if somebody just says, I'm not a runner, but, I can pass out water, or...
We'll be looking for volunteers. There will be volunteer opportunities. These checkpoints will be sponsored by local organizations and companies, and those companies will have the opportunity to provide volunteers at those checkpoints, based on sponsorship opportunities, which we will hope that they take advantage of that. Some of these checkpoints will actually take place at their place of business in the downtown. So. You'll see volunteers from those companies working, but there will be other volunteer opportunities in the downtown for, our Game Central location is what we're referring to it as, and we should have some street closures and things like that, so there'll be refreshments and whatnot in the downtown. And yes, we'll have plenty of opportunity for volunteers.
Is this during the day, or is this in the evening, or like 2 to 4, or how long?
It's 1 to 3 in the afternoon.
Okay.
It's kind of middle of the day.
So it will be through like Main Street and Columbus Street and Broad Street? Is the route already laid out?
Well, it'll be determined kind of by the companies that agree to sponsor the checkpoints, and we're working on that currently. But yeah, we're thinking it's all going to be within a block of that Main and Broad intersection. So there'll be a loop essentially that you'll do, and it'll be kind of like a shotgun start.
Yeah.
You start at one location. You'll need to complete all the checkpoints and collect points. It'll be a competitive event. There won't necessarily be running involved because we'll have people of all walks of life out there taking part.
So is this something, I know that you guys run pushing your kids in a store. Can stores do this too?
Yeah, basically, anybody that, is willing or interested, all ages, definitely.
That's coming up on April 21st. Is that a Saturday, Sunday?
It's a Saturday.
Saturday.
Saturday afternoon. It'll be right after the farmers market.
Oh,
downtown,
great!
So
Fantastic.
we'll line it up with that.
Now, I'm assuming because you guys are very competitive, that you're going to throw out a challenge here to maybe other realtors, or maybe other greenhouses, or maybe your wives.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to get, other teams to have sort of this inner rivalry against, other competitors. It'll just be a fun event.
Inner rivalry, that's
yeah. This is one event we're going to have to step back and, watch and, help conduct as opposed to race ourselves. But yeah, hopefully the other participants.
I think something that will be unique about this event is teams will be able to monitor their progress and their point total in this event, relative to other teams with a smartphone. So there's an application out there that's already been developed by the American Heart Association, and as long as one person in the team has a smartphone and is able to connect to that application, they'll be able to keep track of how many points they need, where they are, and what they've completed in the event.
So is this rain or shine?
Yeah, rain or shine.
Rain or shine. Now, do you like to run in the rain? I mean, is that something you guys like to do, or you rather 85
It's
degrees?
hard to start in the rain,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's pretty much all weather.
Is it?
Yeah, actually, I have a good friend of ours, Will Sharp, who's runs with us, and he's worried about getting our run in today before the rain. And I said, I love the rain. It's going to be nice and balmy. So the rain is a favorite of mine, actually.
Do you see younger kids getting into running, like junior high kids, high school kids?
Yes, absolutely. I think the sport of running is gaining more attention. It's becoming more popular. We have a member in our group right now who is daughter of another member, but she's 14 years old, and she was basically leading a group of our runners on Saturday on our group run. She completed, I think, 7 or 8 miles.
Wow.
And all the the 40-year-old women that she's running with are just either jealous or in awe. It's great. But I think we're seeing more and more participation from the younger crowds.
Wow. That is neat. Now, do you follow Olympic time trials, things like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of humbling because it is truly a different level. I mean, we look at ourselves as in pretty good shape, but 1 mile of their entire marathon, they can run 1 mile. Their average pace for the whole thing is faster than what we could do 1 mile at that pace. I mean, it's just a whole nother level. But it's amazing to see and to watch the progress of different athletes like that.
Now, we've just got about 5 minutes left, and I know we've talked about Fairfield Training. One more time, phone number, website, if people want to get involved with you guys.
Website is fairfieldandtraining.com. You'll be able to see just about everything on there except for our training schedules. That's for members only. But there's plenty of information, and we'll be starting our next session. We're about 6-7 weeks into our current session. It will end at the beginning of May, and then we'll start our next session at the beginning of July. So those who would be interested in completing a race, whether it's 5K, 10K, half marathon, or full marathon in the fall, would join us in July and work with us for a 16-week period leading up to that. And some people just don't register for a race.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They're just there to improve their conditioning or lose weight or whatever it is.
Okay, do you get a lot of people that come to you and say, I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to lose 5 pounds?
Yeah, especially with our wives and with Jill, my wife, personal training, we see it from all different levels. So, but it's amazing to see. Some people initially look at running as like you're absolutely out of your mind, but I've never had a single workout where I got done and said, "Man, I wish I wouldn't have done that." Mm-hmm. Every time you finish something, you feel so much better about having done it. So, I mean, that's kind of the runner's high is. And then to see, our other members, achieve that and lose weight or get healthy.
The Heart Chase for the American Heart Association is coming up on April 21st. Where do they sign up? Website or call
Website, check out lancaster.heartchase.org, and that will get them to our events site.
Fantastic. Zach, we appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you, Mike.
Rob, we do appreciate you coming in today,
Yeah,
and
thanks for having
best
us,
of
Mike.
luck in running, and I hope you get to make all those great marathons you want to do. And you guys are in better shape than I am, that's for sure. Once again, thanks for tuning in today on Lancaster Perspective. I'm Mike Miller, and remember, until we meet again, let's make a difference.
Are you ready for spring? I'm Tracy Schaefer with Upward Sports at Fairfield Christian Church. We would love to have your kids ages 4 years through 6th grade join us this spring to play soccer. Join us in making new friends and learning about Jesus Christ through Upward Sports, now registering through March 9th. Please visit www.fairfieldcc.com or call 740-654-0099 for more information. Let's kick into spring with Upward Soccer.